Okay, May the 4th be with you. It is May 4th, Star Wars Day, and today for this trip, we went to Central Ireland. I actually didn't find out that it was Central Ireland until we saw the video at Calmacnoise. It showed where Calmacnoise was, and I'm like, we're in Central Ireland? Really? But it's a small country in comparison to Oregon. To get to Central Oregon, it takes 3 hours. To get to Central Ireland from Dublin, it takes 1.5 hours, I guess. So, half the time, half the size, so. But, yeah, so first we went to the Hill of Terra, and that place was cool. You know, it was definitely a hill. I kind of overstretched the muscle that's on the side of your leg, like this muscle here. I kind of overstretched it because my ankle gave out on me walking on one of the hills. Like, it was just like a little mound of dirt that I was walking on, and my ankle went like this, so overstretched it. Nothing broke because of my over flexible ankles. But yeah, my ankle's a little sore. But Hill of Terra was interesting because it's where all of these kings got pretty much anointed as king, or crowned as king. But there wasn't really much to it. It was pretty much just like a big hill, like, you know, with these circular formations in the hill, which apparently were where buildings used to be, but now it's just the hill. And so they had a cross. They had a cross on the hill. So that thing's been there for like or hundreds of years at least. And they had one kind of stone up on the tallest part of the hill. Robin and Mark said it was some kind of stone that apparently we shouldn't look up on Google, so I'm not going to, even though I'm wondering why he would tell us that. Like, don't look it up, and it's like, really? Why are you telling us not to look it up? But it was because Nathaniel was, like, crouching on it, and they were like, should we tell them it's something stone? And I was like, what? And they were like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, should I be concerned? But, oh well. So, at Hill of Terra, they actually had a little gift shop. So, I went in there, I found a little something for myself, and then I actually found some mocha dark chocolate, and I was like, I gotta get that for my mom. So I got that for my mom. It's the first souvenir for my mom for that, from Ireland, so even though she'll get to eat it. But after that, we went to the Hill of Slane, which is basically castle and church ruins from what I got, because the church ruins had a whole bunch of crosses in them, because it also turned into a graveyard. But then there were the other ruins, which it just looked like castle ruins, so I'm just guessing it was a small castle with the church. But as we were walking up to the church, or the ruins, there were a whole bunch of cows. I don't know why they were there or why they were in that particular location, but there were just cows. So a whole bunch of us girls walked up to the cows, and we were trying to get them to walk over to the fence and so we could pet them. And Jessica had a good idea. She took some grass and held it out to him. And so I did that. I took a whole bunch of grass and I held it out to him. One cow was watching me, like, super intently, and she slowly walked up, just slowly, and then she's like, and she took some of the grass from me. I fed a cow. I can say I fed an Irish cow. But then, of course, as soon as I moved, she ran, so I'm like, okay, fine. You'll take my food, but you won't let me pet you. Oh well. Apparently Beth got one of the cows to give her licks / kisses, so I guess she has one up on me there. She got licked by a cow. But back to the ruins. The castle ruins were cool because two of the stairwells were still intact, so you could climb up to like this second floor kind of area. Like obviously the part of it had fallen out because, you know, there was a whole bunch of ruin. Like one section was still intact with the top floor, and then the other section was, you know, falling apart. And I think there's a whole bunch of scaffolding there, so that I'm guessing they're trying to restore it somehow. Or they're in the process of it. But Nathaniel was funny. He tried to climb the taller tower, which did not have a stairwell, and somehow succeeded by climbing the outside of it. But he's still alive, so he was able to get down. Which was a good thing. But then we went into the church. The stairwell up to the bell tower of the church was blocked off. So I'm guessing that place wasn't structurally sound, but just looking through all of the different graves was interesting because some of them are really recent. Like, Kylie found one that was, like, from 2004 or 2006. So I'm like, wow. They were really, really recent. Some of these burials, which I think is really interesting. But once we were done there, we went, we went to, we stopped for lunch, and basically, I ate basically at the Ireland's answer to McDonald's, and it was good. I mean, it was not the best, but it was good. Their milkshakes could be a little thicker on the milkshake. It just tastes like sweetened milk, but, yeah, well, it was okay. So then we went off to Calmacnoise. That place is really something. The fact that it's been there for like over almost 2,000 years is beyond me. Like I can't even describe it. It's really beautiful. I mean, they've restored a lot of it. They've like taken it apart and putting it back together. Which, I mean, to me, it kind of defeats the whole, in my opinion, it kind of defeats, like, it being ruins and stuff. But if it's for public safety, so that it doesn't fall on anyone, I mean, yeah, that's probably for the best. But, yeah, so once we did that, we just kind of wandered around the ruins and got the tour and all that. It's right by a river, which is really pretty. The river is really pretty. Just looking at it, you're like, huh. And they say it's like the longest river in Ireland, so it runs like north to south or something like that. And Calmacnoise was at this place where there was a road that ran east to west, so it was pretty much like literally the center of Ireland, which is really interesting. But the fact that they have they've made replicas of some of the crosses just to preserve them, but the original crosses are still intact. They just brought them inside the museum so that, you know, they could keep them safe and intact even better, which is smart in my opinion. I think that's smart. Like rebuilding the stuff, you know, I think kind of ruins the ruins aspect, but for public safety it's fine. But with the crosses, bringing them in to pretty much prevent them from decaying, I think that's pretty smart. As long as you have, like, a replica that's pretty much made of the same stuff, I think that's okay. Just because you're trying to preserve it a little bit more. But it was interesting. I set my hand on one of the crosses, not for pictures, but this was just on my way out. I put my hand on one of the crosses, and I felt this weird sense of peace go through me. It was really weird. Like, I couldn't even describe it. Like, it just felt like I was at peace. I don't know if that was just God channeling through that cross or what. But, yeah, I also, at Calmacnoise, I also got, I got some more souvenirs. I got a t-shirt for myself, an Ireland t-shirt. And then I got a ring. I got a ring that's, oh, yeah, you can see it when it briefly goes into focus. But I got that ring, and I got one for me, and I got one for my mom. So we have matching Ireland rings. It's the Trinity symbol that Ireland has. So on our way back, the bus driver was hilarious. This bus driver was fun. But when we got back into town, we went back into Dublin again. And we went to another burger place. Well, we actually went to a burger place yesterday. I went with Robin and Mark, and we went to a burger place that had really, really good burgers. Like, I got a burger that had cream cheese and blue cheese on it. Oh, it was so good. But today we actually went to, we went a couple of, so Taven, Jessica, Ashley, and a couple of other classmates went to O'Neill's, it's a pub. But I got fish and chips, so my first Irish fish and chip. The fries are fat. I'm not kidding. The fries are so fat. They're like this big around. They're fat. The fish was really yummy, though. They seasoned the fish really, really well, and it's beer battered, so that makes it even better. So that was really good. That was delicious. But yeah, after that, we just kind of walked around a little bit more, and then walked back, came back to the hotel. So yeah, that's it for day 4. We'll see you in the next one.